Hey guys, what's up? Come on in. No lies, just love. Love readings by V. Welcome. This video is going to be for my fire signs. We're going to continue the segment pertaining to how can you nurture him more. So if you are a fire sign, Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, this particular reading is going to provide you some insights on how can you nurture him more. Alright, so if you guys are interested in a more personal reading with me, spiritualvibrations.org. Alright, please make sure that you subscribe. And for those that have already subscribed to my channel, thank you very much. Let's go ahead and tap on in, Divine Spirit, for my fire signs. My fire signs. How can they nurture their partner more? How can they nurture him more? For my fire signs, collective reading. How can they nurture him more? My fire signs. Why do I feel so lost? Okay. For some of you, the person that you're in a connection with is definitely going through a difficult time here for sure. Definitely going through something. They feel lost. Regardless if they show it or not. Let's go ahead and tap on the end of my spirit. For my fire signs, how can they nurture him more? For my fire signs, how can they nurture him more? Shuffle 3 times. For my fire signs, how can they nurture him more? And final shuffle for my fire signs. How can they nurture him more? Final shuffle for my fire signs. Right, Divine Spirit, for my fire signs. How can they nurture him more? 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 And overall energy for my fire signs. How can they nurture him more? For my fire signs, overall energy. How can they nurture him more? Alright, fire signs, let's go ahead and take a look at these cards here. Alright, so the first card that came out is I somehow trust you. Okay. The next card says I don't want to be alone. The next card says be patient when it comes to emotionally investing in someone. Painful memories. The next card says, I don't know how, but you got my heart. We also have you are amazing. It's so beautiful. This is beautiful, guys. And overall energy here. I want to man up and honor you. So sweet. Alright, so for those that is drawn to this, how can you nurture this person more? Well, before we dive into that, let's just kind of go over what's kind of coming up. Let's talk about it, fire signs. This person loves you. This person loves you, cares a lot about you, or this connection definitely has the ability to reach that vibrational frequency of love. Okay. For many of you though that this reading is going to resonate with, this is definitely someone that you have been in a relationship with for a little while now. Maybe in the past with this particular person there could have been some adversities and challenges that you and this person was up against. But based on this reading here, I definitely feel, and I feel like I said this before with one of my other elements pertaining to this topic here, that this person is not the same Okay? This person is not who they used to be. Something about this person has changed. And remember the card that came out, it acknowledged. Give me 1 second. The card that fell out, why do I feel so lost? This person has changed, and also they're going through a lot of changes here. Changes within themselves, changes within maybe their external circumstances. So the fact that they are dealing with changes within themselves and maybe also changes within their external circumstances, there's been a lot of epiphanies, there's been a lot of realities, there's realizations, thank you, Spirit. There's been a lot of realization that has come to the forefront with this person, and I feel like this person realizes what they have. Where maybe in the past they tried to fumble, okay? Maybe they wasn't as clear and as self-assured within the connection. But this time around, there is a sense of assuredness that they do have. And I feel like this person here really wants to honor you. They want to be the man that you want them to be. Okay? They find you to be very amazing. Amazing person here. Like, you got this person's heart, and I feel like it's also vice versa here. This person trusts you. Now, I do feel that this person sometimes question whether or not they can, but when they look at a bigger picture, they know that you are someone that they can trust here. And I feel that this person, again, sees something in you and in the relationship now versus than what they did in the past. And this person does not want to be with anyone but you. I feel like for some of you, this person may worry on whether or not you will possibly leave them. For some of you, you've had conversations like, listen, you know, you need to get your shit together or I'm bouncing, you know, and maybe just that conversation, maybe it wasn't said word for word in verbatim like that, but maybe there's been a conversation like that, and this person's like, look, she's serious. Like, I got to get my shit together. Okay? I feel when it comes back to the topic of how can you nurture him more, I feel like patience. Now use your discernment here, okay? If you know that you've been dealing with a lot of toxic shit from a person, then, you know what I mean, you know what you should and should not put up with, right? But if this is a situation from what I'm seeing here, it's like a need to have patience. Have patience with them. Because they're going through a lot of changes right now within themselves. They're relearning who they are. So yeah, patience. But I'm also feeling that this person could benefit a lot from more emotional connection, more emotional support. I feel like having that level of emotional fulfillment within this connection as a form of nurturing him is going to also help to empower him, and also even assist with the strengthening of the bond within the connection. I didn't really do this for the other elements, but I feel like I want to get a few more messages here, okay? For my fire signs, how can they nurture him more? fire signs, how can they nurture him more? And my fire signs, how can they nurture him more? And give me one overall energy for my fire signs. How can they nurture? For my fire signs, how can they nurture him more? Alright, so let's take a look here. It says, will this pain ever stop here? We have, I thought of you. The thought of you makes me smile inside. Aww. And we have, is it over? I feel like this male person has realized that they fucked up in some shape or form. They didn't do something right. They took something for granted. They didn't handle the situation in the way that they should have. A strong sense of realization here. Like, this is somebody that is manning the fuck up and taking accountability for their actions. And it's like, for some of you, this person is dealing with some regrets here. Because maybe they're starting to see, maybe it's changes within you. Maybe they just see that, okay, there's changes within the relationship, and I don't like where things are within the relationship. And so with that being said, this woman has been fantastic to me. This woman has been amazing. This woman is great. This woman is everything that I've wanted. So I don't want to lose this person. I don't want this connection to be over, so I need to do what the hell I need to do. I need to step up in whatever area that may be. So again, that's why it goes back to the frequency of patience, because this person is really trying, and I do honestly feel here there can definitely be changes for the better. Now, I want to look at this overall message. It says, will this ever change here? Because it's kind of like this person is taking accountability. They dealing with the regrets, the realizations of maybe how they didn't show up, maybe in the ways that you needed them to. And now that they're in this place of trying to step into their position of accountability and to man up, there's still a level of uncertainty of whether or not is it too late. Like, if I do what I need to do and hold accountability for myself to make this relationship work, is it too late? Like, will things in this connection change for the better? But see, the beauty about it is that even in this space, this male person is not being complacent. They're not being stagnant. They're still taking action because they're willing to fight. They're willing to go the extra mile just to see, you know. But there's still, again, that level of uncertainty. So again, when it comes to how can you nurture your person more, if this resonates with you, if the information that I have provided thus far resonates with you, how can you nurture this person more? Just show them more, invest in them a little bit more emotionally. Okay. One way is acknowledging, you know, their changes. Acknowledge their growth. You know, if they do something that, you know, maybe they haven't done in a very long time, or if they've done something and they've never done it for you before, acknowledge that. Say, you know, I appreciate that, or, you know, thank you very much, or I see your change. I see you evolving. You know, give them that pep talk. Like, invest in them emotionally. You know, we all need investments. I definitely feel like when it comes to this person could definitely be willing to invest in you or have already invested in you. They may have already been that level of emotional support for you in some shape or form. It may have not come in all the ways that maybe you wanted it to show up, but I feel like this person has definitely showed up for you. And so that's what's needed right now, because again, this person is going through a journey within, but I feel like this journey within this person is going to help benefit the relationship as a whole here. So, you know, give him his cookies, you know, Give him his flowers. I'm going to do one final card and then we're going to close out. One final card here for my fire signs on how can they nurture him more. One final card. How can they nurture him more? Right. And then we do have here, I need to figure myself out. That's what I'm saying. Patience and emotionally invest in this person. And I definitely feel that, you know, if you've done this in the past, because I'm hearing somebody, this may just be one person, well, what if I've already done all of that? And it may be like I'm feeling this a little bit too late. It could be a situation for some of you, maybe you've done all this that this person is doing. You've showed the fuck up. And it's like now they're finally realizing like, okay, I need to show the fuck up. But now maybe your energy is not there as it once was because you've already done it. And it's like, okay, now you're finally, you know, but it's better late than never. It's better late than never. And I feel like for many of you that I'm speaking to, I feel like the love is strong enough for you to be patient with this person. Okay. Yeah, because look at that. I didn't even see the bottom. The love is crazy. The love is crazy. Either it's crazy, it can be crazy. And I'm not really feeling like, you know, maybe it is crazy, you know, when it comes to chaotic energy. But, you know, when it comes to this, it just feels like the love here is intense. It's intense. Okay. Alright, so that does complete for my fire signs. How can you nurture him more? I do hope that you have enjoyed. Feel free to, again, subscribe, to like, and feel free to comment. And until next time, Ashe.